This is Burr Stewart, and I'm standing in the N-scale area of my house, and we're going to recover from a disaster that we had a few months ago. We had a derailment, and here I'll show you how bad the derailment was. We have cars strewn all over the place, and what I plan to do is to clean up this mess, and I thought it'd be fun to do it while we're live streamed. So I'll just park you right here in the tripod, maybe zoom in a little bit, and we'll clean up the mess. How does that sound? Let's see, if we want to zoom in, yeah, that might be too much. And I'll tell you what happened as we go. But first, we need to get our Rerailer tool on the other side of the layout. What happened was I had left this N-scale layout running while I was having friends over downstairs in the basement, and nobody was paying attention to it, so something came off the track. So now we have to re-rail all this. So I just want to show you that there's a thing called a re-railer. Many of you know all this already, which makes it much easier to put cars on the track. But before we do that, let's just examine the situation with these locomotives. You see the locomotives in your screen? Not really. Let's go back to the regular screen and come down a little bit. And now you can see there's some locomotives. And we're going to get them going here. Seems like the first step, you hear that? The first step is probably, since these two cars don't appear to have gone off the track, let's see if we can get them to go forward and pull I don't know. I'll try pulling them forward and see what happens. Seem to have lost power. I've got the horn, I just don't have the power on the... That's interesting. Didn't really expect that to happen. All right, well, for the moment, we'll let that go, and we'll get back to the re-railing project. This first car appears to be on the track, so we'll leave it. I was trying to think of how to make this realistic, but I'm not doing too well so far. But I didn't want to take these cars off until I had somebody watching, because it just seemed like too much fun. So there's a couple ways you can re-rail cars. You can put them on with your fingers like this, and that seems to work all right. But you have to really keep an eye on it. And I don't really have room to demonstrate the... Well, that's good. 3 on. Now this, of course, is where the chemical spill took place. And hopefully by now, it's been a couple months, they've got that all cleaned up. All we have to do here is get it back on the track. Here I thought I was going to use the re-railer. And I seem to be doing okay just with my hands. Here, now I'll demonstrate the re-railer. You just put it on the track like this. You put the car on here, and that little thing is supposed to move the wheels so that they just slide right on the... How about that? And this can make it a lot faster if you're trying to put a bunch of cars on the track. It doesn't feel right. I guess it doesn't always work. Now there's another very sensitive subject for you N-scalers, which has to do with what metal wheels to use. But we have bigger fish to fry than that. We have to figure out why this isn't moving. Oh, I know, one way might be we've got the wrong engine dialed in, so let's try the other one, 4466. Can you see my throttle here? We'll select 4466, enter, and we got the other horn, because this was the other, so maybe it'll run now. Yep, there we go, that's what we want. You were hoping we would run trains. I know I was. It's the point in model railroading without running some trains. Okay, so look what we've got here. We've got this train running again, despite the accident. And so all we need to do now is flip the switch here and back onto the tank car, and we should be able to pull that train right out. That's only the beginning of the cleanup, but I wanted to at least get started with this part of it. You can see a little bunching going on. Boom! Okay. Now, if we reverse direction and pull out, we should at least get those cars that we put on the track. Excellent. Now I can't tell you, I've been waiting for 3 or 4 months or more to do this cleanup job because I'm so busy downstairs on the HO layout. I just thought we all deserved a break of some kind. Okay, now what? We have a problem with the tripod being in the wrong place. I don't know. It's not that bad, is it? You can, I'll magnify you so that you can, instead of seeing the whole layout, we'll just zoom in on the area that we need to work on next. That's that area right there. See, we still have a skew boxcar. And I don't know how many other cars are off the track, but this one definitely is. This one, oh, what a beauty. Look at that car. And this one definitely is. So, other than that, they look pretty good. So let's just pull this train forward. Let's see, we need to go like that. Pull the train forward. I better give you a better view of what we're doing. I'm going to pull the train forward and put those other cars on the train. And then we'll see if we can run it around the town. We might have some things to do on the other side too. So here we got our Rerailer, and we've got our box cars. Suppose this will work? You have the view of that? Sort of. Now that's a problem. We're on a grade. So I guess we just let them slide down, huh? All right, let's put this one on. Do we care what order these cars are in? Ouch. Smash. Bang. All right, now we have one more. This is a nice flat car with a lumber load. But that didn't work too well. That's better. Now, we've got these 3 cars to add to the train. And that's it for the re-railing part, I think. All we have to do now is back the train up and pick up those cars. we'll be able to switch over to the other track, and then I'll put you on the other side of the layout and we'll run through the main town and enjoy a little bit of this rolling stock a little closer up. You ready for a bang? Bang! Alright, now we're going to go out and pick up the rest of our train and try to figure out what went wrong over there. Flip that switch. There's no way you would know this, but the other 4 cars are on this track. I'll just go ahead and bring them forward. I hate to do things that are so unrealistic, but what can I say? Okay, bang! Suppose that. Come on. Suppose that coupled? No, it didn't. You ever try to couple a car on a curve? It's not always successful. So let's see if we take a little pick down here. Maybe we can fuss with it and get it to work. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's do it. Let's see if this whole train is on the track now. That was our goal. I didn't like having that wreck on the layout. Okay, we're happy that we've got the whole train on the track now. Let's move to the other side of the layout. It may or may not be too easy to do, but we'll try it. All right, one more move. I'll tilt you up a little bit, and you can get an idea of what's happening, just barely. So we're coming into the town, but we have a problem, because we'd like to drop, we don't want to push these 2 cars in front of the locomotive, but we need to drop them off somewhere, but all the tracks are taken. That's an interesting situation, isn't it? Who ever heard of that? Too many cars for a model railroad. Okay, so we could, yeah. Oh, we could use this. We could use this engine to pull out. Yeah, let's do a little operation. We've gotten this far. Let's do a little operation on the N scale, even though the disaster recovery is arguably finished. Well, we got that train out of the way. Now we'll flip this switch and uncouple this locomotive and select it. Now you might wonder, that's 4313. Select, can you see me? Okay, select 4313, enter. And when we see that little dot on the forward, yep, we hear the horn. And we hear the locomotive. I don't know how much you can hear, but it sounds good to me. Now, it's not surprising that the track's a little dirty because I haven't run it for a few months. Now, what I want to do is not pick up those from this end. I want to run and pick around from the other end. So let's do that. I don't know why it stopped making noise, but that was just a question of fixing it up. Clean the wheel, the track a little bit, and jog the locomotive a little bit. You gotta love N scale. Everything is so light that it's hard to create reliable operation. Plus the ESU decoders are very bad about shutting off the sound and not turning it back on again. I think they could have fixed that. So what we're going to do, are you close enough to see? Yeah, you're close enough to see this. I'm just running around this cut, and we'll pull it out of the way. Bang! Now let's move over there just for a little fun. I know, I should have done that before, huh? Okay. Now we reverse direction. Check our coupler. Doesn't look too promising. Another coupling on a curve situation. All right. We're backing up and taking these cars out of town. And the only reason we're doing that is so we can get those two cars that were on the front of our other train out of a pushing mode. And this is kind of cool. Why not? I hope you've got enough resolution to enjoy this. But, you know, you've got to admit, N scale has come a long way. This smooth operation was unheard of when back in the DC days. And now we have these decoders that are operating on 12 or so volts on the track. So they're much more reliable, even if they're less reliable than the larger scales. They're still a lot better than they were. And as you can see here, you can do a lot in a small space with N scale. All right, let's go back now. Get that other train and drop off those two cars on the front end. You with me? I'm going to select that locomotive, which is 4466. We'll do that. Select 4466. Enter. I learned the hard way. Whoops. Here we go. Can you see that or not? No, you can't see it. It's in a tunnel. Oh yeah, it's coming around just the corner there. And we know that we want to park those two cars on the siding, just so that our train looks a little more like the real thing. That's a funny joke, how this could look like the real thing, but anyway, it's close. We're model railroaders. We do the best we can. All right, I'm going to uncouple this guy. If I can find the right end of the pick. And hold my hand steady enough. That wasn't too hard. And now we're going to, let's see, pull out. Line the switch for the main, and we'll be on our way. And at that point, I think I'll probably declare victory. Oh, I think I'll show you the setup that I have for making this video. All right, so now we're going to flip that switch to the main and change our direction. Blow our horn, because we like that. Can you hear that? Hear that over my voice? And off we go. Now remember, this is the train that we put back on the track after my big disaster. So we're calling it good. Here's the end of it. And we'll just switch around to the front and smash into that. Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh no! Another disaster! Well, it wasn't. They stayed on the track. That was stupid. All right. Let's back up. Come on, you can do it. Uh-oh. All right, well, let's just stop it there. I don't want to make this any more complicated than it already is. Just wanted to show you we could get out of town after cleaning up the disaster. So just let me show you one thing before we go. And thank you all for watching. I've been asked to do some videos on how to make videos of your train layout, which is coming up soon, but I thought I'd just get started here. This is something called a sidearm tripod. Can you see it? And I can use this to get the camera. If I hold it, if I show you this, I can move the tripod over towards the layout and put the camera itself, which sits in this bracket, and put the camera right over the layout. And if I turned this bracket upside down, I could probably have the phone all the way down here. But a sidearm tripod is really cool and useful for a model railroad because, see, the tripod legs are forcing the center of the tripod away from the layout, but a lot of times you want the photograph to be right on the layout or near it. So that's kind of that part of it. And then the other thing I'm still experimenting with is improving the lighting. And for this video, I'm using a new, very, very strong light that I've shown up on the ceiling, so that the ceiling is quite bright and lighting up the entire layout. Now there are various other kinds of lights you can have, but like I said, I'm just getting started with the process of experimenting with different sorts of lights. And of course, if I go over here, let me just go to the other side of the layout and show you how useful that light is. And we just scratched the surface today. I didn't really plan an operating event other than cleaning up the derailment. And as you can see, I do still have one additional car that's a little askew, but I can do that without your help. Anyway, I'm just running around the layout here to show you that that light reflected off the ceiling is doing a really nice job of, giving you the sense that it's an afternoon, daylight on the layout. And that's only one light. I mean, I guess I could put a few more up and create some even more cool effects. And I guess I can just back up here and hold the camera up high so you can get an overview of this end scale. It's 4 foot by 8 foot. And we have it on rollers so I can move it out from the wall or stick it against the wall. And I'll leave it at that. I hope you've enjoyed this. You'll look at the other YouTube videos on my channel. I can flip it around if you want so you can see me. Thanks a lot for watching and enjoying model railroading with me. And so for now, this is Burr Stewart wishing you much fun with trains. See you all later.